I grew up in Cambridge, Massachusetts, and I was graduated from school in the mid-'70s. I had aspirations of being a history teacher at the college level. However, programs were retracting at that time, and I said, I got to rethink a career, and I'm getting married in a year. So I ended up looking at library work, and I loved it, and I've never looked back, and it was the best decision I ever made. It's given me a chance to do so many different things. So it was a fortuitous turn that I didn't take a job working in a history department. Simmons, and I also went to Suffolk University for public administration. And my undergraduate background, UMass, is in history and political science.
And what brought you to the South Shore?
A job. I was working for the Cambridge Public Library for a couple of years. I decided I wanted to see if there was a possibility of becoming a library director in a smaller venue. Town of Marshfield was very nice to give me an opportunity to do that, and I ended up doing it for 19 years. And after that, I came to Hingham and worked just about 20 years. So that comprised the bulk of my career. But in both those places, I was library director, so I had a lot of opportunity to do things, to change things, to make things happen.
When you retired, was that difficult?
That's a really good question. Yes, it was more difficult than I thought it would be. I retired in 2015, and if some of you recall, it was the terrible winter. And 3 months of time off was enough for me, and I ended up going back to work part-time for a couple of years in a completely different job in the financial sector, doing research on various issues related to investments. So then finally retired and doing things like this, working with the OLLI program. I'm working with the town of Weymouth on the construction of their new library. So I managed to stay busy. I think you have to be a little bit proactive when you're retired if you're looking for some opportunities. But it's a great time of life. You get to do some things that you want, not that you have to do. Obviously, it's not a particularly successful monetary time, but that's not what it's all about. It's about giving back, finding things that are interesting, and sharing them with other people. That's what's great about the OLLI program, because that's what people are doing. They're sharing their expertise, they're teaching, and if we have anybody who is interested in teaching for OLLI, please contact us. Get in touch with the office, because you don't need to be an OLLI member to teach. So, but we're always looking for new ideas about what our members would enjoy. I think when you retire, you really need to have a pretty good idea of what you want to do. But one of the recommendations I would have is that you work part-time at something you like. It may be a little different than what you were doing for your professional career, but it gives you a chance to transition and experiment a little bit and decide how much of retirement you really want.